TeamSouL waking up, and I know so many fans out there were waiting to see them strike. I want to see Mortal still standing. I want to see what they can do as a complete four. That to me would be so exciting, but there's so many teams in their way. Let's see where they go, let's see how they drop, because this is Miramar.
The playing path, it's quite secure. Anyone that likes to go further afield down to Minas de Val or Los Higas, they might have a bit of a difficult time. You wouldn't expect transition to go that deep all the way down south. It can be more treacherous if you would get a southern or even a central circle, to be fair. Moving up the hillsides, perpendicular all the way down from Los Leones, Cumasera, La Juliette. All those areas can be extremely difficult to range or traverse should you be on the back foot. And then teams, while all that's going on, you're having a difficulty to get to the circle, they'll just be playing border control, setting up, awaiting your arrival, and getting prepared and geared. I do see a bit of a potential busy drop here just to the western, excuse me, to the eastern side on Impala of Los Leones. You see Baraka with all of SSG around him. Los Leones, ARG, they'll take up residency there, that's absolutely fine. GCB, they're just above Cumasera. Picado, is that hot? Do we have Soul round there? We do. They're just to the bottom side of it, down south. RRQ for now, boots on the ground. They're happy. El Pozo, no one's near them whatsoever. La Cobreria, SZB, they're happy as well. Cruz de Val could be a little bit busy. Have to be aware. TEAMQUESO, no one around them. And Picado, happy days for them. Get all the gear that you want. The more important thing about Picado is you can just, off the back of it, you can play off the back foot and go whatever you like.
Yeah, and we are going to be seeing Soul, again, challenged so early on. They have to be very careful with this. We saw it in Roshawk on Erangel. We've seen them kind of having a couple of issues early on. They did lose out on Mortal there. That was their big loss to start with. So hopefully they can keep themselves safe, play smart in this situation. If they get those early kills, even better, but you've got to know when to fight and when to back away.
I actually thought Soul was further away in Picado. More down towards the south, but they're not. They're actually on the northern side. In the boxing ring on the back steps. So
that's what makes me worry. If Mystic or TeamQueso decide to go for it, that could be really scary. You do have Viper slightly further around, but again, like, I don't want to see one of these players get isolated and then get picked up just because they weren't maybe super focused on there being a team close by, because it's very hard to keep track of some of these players.
Yeah, Viper's the overextender here. He needs to be the one that's careful and not show himself. You can loot those western side houses, go down all the way to the bottom if you feel lucky, and then move back to your team. Mystic's the bird in the nest, so to speak. He's the one that can keep track of them and keep an eye on them. If he sees that, it'll be really the information, and maybe they make a collapse, even taking away one player from Soul. It puts them on the back foot, it puts them into an emergent scenario where they might have to panic. Maybe they even force the engagement themselves by just getting over aggressive, and you can be punished for it. So Soul just need to be very, very careful, listen to the IGL, keep the teamwork, keep the team together. Don't go off on an individual battle, don't try and pick a battle individually. And maybe then you can make some kind of a stance in this, because the winner, if you do take a fight in Picado, you've got the circle to play with. You're in a decent position here.
Well, that's what I'm looking at, is how this then plays out to the bigger picture. I'm looking at other teams here, like for the likes of XQF, for example. They're within the circle, slightly further northeast. You saw one of them looting, a little on their own, but they're still in a very good spot. They can really work their way in, offer good rotation. I think I saw Busan as well. Yes, they're in a very nice, uncontested position as well, over towards the western side. So you're going to see a couple of teams having some really nice starting positions, as long as they don't get overwhelmed. Now, PurpleMood are actually quite close by towards Picado. They could be overlooking that from the cliff side. So again, more things building towards Soul having to be very careful about how they approach this.
One player's more towards the cliff, so be able to relay the information or just keep track of where teams are. Could be a point where teams evacuate Picado and then they move in just on a transitional path or somewhere in safety. They are safe up on that hillside for now, PurpleMood. Natix doing a little bit of falling damage. That'll be no problem. They'll get the stim off and get yourself back to 100%. Oh boy, a player who's been impressive so far, doing a hell of a lot of damage for Unique. Yeah, the music in the background's pretty cool. I like that.
Can we go back to that?
Just listen to it.
Alan Walker just chilling out. Yeah, again, a lot of these teams, this is Miramar though. It will have a slower pace to it. Teams want to get that loot. They want to then eye up that prime position that they like to take. They need to get their vehicles. You saw how important the vehicles were even in just the last couple of games. So for these teams, they've got to keep doing that, keep focusing towards it, and make sure they keep that in mind as they go forward. You don't want to start getting caught out, mid to late game without having plenty of vehicles available. ARG finishing their loot route. They're over by Los Leones, so they're not really in a mad hurry. They're actually pretty well positioned currently. ARG can do very nicely at this point. They can just kind of take their time, get the loot that they want. There's no one really that close by to challenge, but there will be soon. The rotations are on the way.
Looks like Seoul have...
Wait, look at PURPLEMOOD.
Got themselves back together, yeah.
Hold on, they've come very close by here.
I like how they're just trading up here. Look at that, the shotgun comes out, so that's the defensive stance. If anyone wants to breach the building, they'll be there to take them down. I saw an M24, I believe, as well, lingering, so maybe you're giving that to your marksman to take central point. CZ says, you know what, we're completely split off. There's no point in taking this one. Weiss, you can see, with the X-ray vision, just looking, leaning, watching and waiting, and they disconnect from this fight. But it's nice to see kind of what we touched on at the start of this. Seoul are back to a unit of 4. They're working together as a team.
Tell me it's not just one vehicle. Oh, that could be scary.
Especially if it's the bus as well. Everyone on that.
I'm a bit worried. I'm
a slow boy.
Yeah, that could catch them off on rotations. Because they're coming out of Pmco, so a lot of teams will be looking their way. Now this is TEAMQUESO. We saw them looting. And there's the music.
I'm a fan.
Need more of that. And TEAMQUESO did make it out of Pmco earlier on. They left pretty early, it seems. They went off and tried to get a more centralized position, which may be a good idea for them. Maybe not feeling sticking around Pmco too long was a good choice. We again see Seoul and PURPLEMOOD quite close by to each other. And I'm wondering if they maybe take a couple of shots on the way, if they're going to engage off this. I think there's a lot of fights out towards the western side of Los Leones.
The problem is, the deeper they go on that transitional path, directly in front of them will be Bigatron.
Yeah, this is one of the fights we saw potentially building. PURPLEMOOD are in a bit of a split here, and the two that have pulled up early have come across XQF. Cat and Coolboy both hanging out here. You don't want to be rolling up on that first position team without being ready, and it looks like they might be moving on. Maybe having a feeling, maybe not feeling it. And here comes Cat ready to pound. Zooms, trying to get out of there as fast as they can. And Cat going to keep track on both, but saves the bullets, takes the time, plays it cautious, gets back to cover. Smart play.
And that's because of the return fire. That's a different team, the third party ARG. They smell this one, so they open fire, do a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, Yalala does pick up one. That's going to be a knock reposition. Jasper down. Hunkers it for now. Waits for other teams to go flying by. We'll try and get some of those fights up on screen. I believe that's more to the central side of the circle. Narwin did go down earlier on. Was confirmed. K98 on the back, so certainly ready for the long game. Should he want to play at distance? Angry? Oh dear.
What's happened there?
That's some kind of an explosion.
Whatever's happened, that's not good for Space Station Gaming. Yeah, and now that's why. Maybe an issue when he was, taking the fight with Nova. Oh no, that's really bad news for SSG. It looked like they maybe started to build back towards this, maybe doing okay for themselves, but they're down in 8th position currently. And with the teams like TeamSouL turning up, TEAMUNIQUE looking deadly, Bigatron looking good, Nova, all of these teams, you can't just rest on your laurels. They need to keep getting these big performances, and Nova are a scary team to be around. They will take fights. They will happily be aggressive. They currently have around 23 kills, I think, so far, so that's a good amount. I wouldn't be tussling with them lightly, and we do see the circle move in, heading out slightly towards the southwestern side. 16 teams still stand, only 2 players fallen thus far.
Soxy and Luxy, brothers in arms. Previous round with the completion of a team inside with the grenades. Just scouting now and feeding the info back, seeing what's ahead of them. The next target, or potentially the next obstacle, if they want to avoid it. We've seen teams avoid. Even in the previous rounds. Touched on the circle, it did go more towards the south, a little bit of water in, so we still see BRK lingering in the distance. Brazilian Killers are all the way down on Los Higos. It's really good because they've gone for this 2-2 split, leave 2 back on the island and then 2 front and center on the bridge to gatekeep and give protection. Ronak goes for the montage shot but doesn't find it still. Vehicles heading their way at M24 in hand, might be able to do the damage at range.
They are stuck out on the edge here. It does mean if that circle goes further south, it moves away from them down the line, that could be a problem. But there's teams with bigger issues. TES are way further in the north, 69 way further in the north. ELG working their way in the east, you still have Nova. So some of these teams still yet to get in towards this.
Alan Walker's still banging out in the background.
But yeah, some of these teams still need to find a way forward, find that avenue of approach. Seoul have tried to work their way in as well. It looks like Mortal's maybe looking for a new way forward, but with RRQ Athena leapfrogging them into a more centralized position, not by much, but enough, it could prove problematic. And considering RRQ Athena are back up in second, they're waking up today.
Why is ARG lingering at the moment? Okay, so we're just on the hillside of the central map. Busan directly in front of them. XQF further afield, more towards the eastern side. In the north, SSG, PLM, RRQ. Not quite up against the edge, but not quite gatekeeping yet. Further afield in the north, TOPESPORTS, they've got to come down from the mountainside, just passing power grid. SEOUL, Ladrilia, they're going to be on the western side, western flank, all the way further afield. SZB just coming past Mal now. I'll be taking that southern road all the way on the coastline, just the beach road as we like to call it. ARG, we saw them just a second ago. They are happy for now. They're in a very safe spot, top of the mountain. Commissary, though, looking quite hot here, especially with RRQ and Unique just to the south, teetering on the edge. Eastern side, 69, Nova. They both have to come in. If they find the same transition spot, potentially we see 69 move through Los Leones, which is safe for now until you get out the back, and then you find ELG waiting for you with open arms. Well, this has been going on, though. Certainly. And don't forget about SNT also. They're in amongst all of this and could cause problems.
Yeah, and we are starting to see that, those teams on the western side getting very close by together. And you guys at home, this is the time. You've seen the circles and, oh, that's a hard shift. Wait till you see it. It's gone way out east. Now's the time. Get on Twitter, get anywhere you can, and use that hashtag PMCO. I want to see who you think is going to do well in this game. Look at that circle. That is really hard for SEOUL, RRQ Athena, Unique. All these teams that are way out in the west have such a long way to go now.
I spoke about Nova and 69 just a second ago. Over on the eastern side for them, this circle's paid dividends, but it could be problematic should they find each other on the same transitional path. It'll be deadly. It's 69 that has to come in last. They'll be up against the blue, but it's the slowest side in the world, so they're happy for now. But this is one very sparse circle. Prime location will be Plum and Center, the garage compounds. Everyone else has to pray that there's something open. I'm seeing Team 16. The Brazilian Killers, they're camping on the roadside. If SSB is not careful, they're in a 2-2, so you'd expect the two on the back. If the front ones die, they can disengage from this one, but then Unique will be there knocking at the door.
Crash. Here
we have contact.
So Busan already in this ALG trying to get a quick heal up. Wow, they have a second or two, but do they have that second? Dongjin going to be getting a couple of bits of fire towards them, but trying to support his teammates. Nade comes in, Planet going to let that one loose, but I don't see it finding a connection just yet, no. And now Lapis is isolated, left alone in the stables. Rose hunting that one out on Justice. One of the top fraggers, a heavy fragger, could do some work, but no, it's Sarah actually on the other side to get this started, and maybe reading this well, going to try and get the nade round, look for another way through, and now it's Planet out in the open, finding Rose, but Justice from up above, off the roof, good play from him.
Up close and personal with the barrel. He'll do the damage, 762. Close combat weapon grenades going out, try and keep them at bay. Damage from afar, still doing amounts of damage. Hyojin down, 2 for 2, make that 3 now, Justice. Sarah doing tremendous amounts of work here for ARG, goes down, melting them one by one. I think that's them done.
I'm pretty sure it is. And that could be a revive. I think they'll be safe back to 4. Unless a third party comes in, that could be the case. This is ELG though. 4th place currently, looking through Los Leones. Such a condensed area, so much cover. Very tricky lines of sight to work with.
BTR have the most advantageous position because they're on the hillside. They'll also be close to the circle. Anyone else who's trapped back in Los Leones will have a difficult time getting out of this one. Bouncer of a nightclub scenario. Not going to be letting you get in there. So up, just looking further afield, down the hill, Coolboy, on to Ming. There is a response. XQ, they find contact. Sixless also getting involved in that one.
TeamSouL going to be taking a wider swing on the southern side, trying to get all their players through, but I think Mortal's just been found. Mortal's gone down again. Such a big loss for Seoul, but they still have their players standing. They still have 3 alive, but SZB are on the other side. They're in the south as well. This could be their way into the circle. Very hard terrain to traverse, though. So much verticality. Some of these hills will slow them down, and they're being cautious. They're trying to be careful. Are they in the circle? Not just yet. They still need to work their way in just a little bit further, but they are at least close enough now. But look who's coming. It's the Brazilian Killers. They're working their way around. They're going to be looking towards maybe the south as well. Do they all go for this? So many of the teams in the west converging. Look how many teams are coming past. TeamQuESO on the way. Unique on the way. Everyone looking for their way forward.
That's a 249 hanging out the side of a Mirado. This could be a drive-by and a half. Shimon, so Viper goes down. That's another player, unfortunately, for Seoul. Not having the best of time on this one, working their way into the circle. They don't have any vehicles. They did lose a player in there. The res is possible. Old boy. And again, just with this circle, because of how many teams left, this is going to be disgusting. Even Yasha's getting involved from distance. M24, that's twice now we've seen that thing come into play.
They could be so deadly. If they get them just right, that could be 2 kills picked up. That could be the end of TeamSouL, but it looks like they want to get into this. Look at Rhino, he's looking over the ridge, looking to see if he can get maybe a spot. Planet over there, though, going to be engaging towards RQ Athena.
Broncho down, not quite out yet. SSG on the gates, RRQ also the same. ARG fighting their life here. Candice in the vehicle, 4 players still alive. Everyone encroaching on their position. RRQ don't have to extend, they have the vehicles for cover. And they do have the blue on the back, there's only one way they can go now. And with every single bullet, the game is given away. Their position is known.
Now with 14 teams, but 52 players. There's so many teams still standing, so much more to be played for. All of these teams desperate for that win. TeamQuESO getting super centralized. Same with Unique. Looking like Nova wants to do that too. SSG trying to hold back XQF. And Lapis here trying to keep tabs on what's going on the outskirts. This is out of the new safety zone. Fireboy's out there, Years is out there. It's going to be very hard for them to work their way forward.
Athena's on high alert because they've got enemy at the gates on both fronts here. Unique, you can just see in the back lines. They'll be working their way to this one. It's the north, which is going to be popping off soon. Contact first made. Top, they open up. Jimmy and Coolboy down to nothing. Coolboy back to full health, but Jimmy needs to go for the res. He's confirmed. Instant job done. Now Coolboy has to fight the downwind battle here. The hillside could be his death. Whitecat might have his number.
Yeah, and for TES, this is great. XQF beat them. They finished up in second over in Shanghai for the spring split in China. So that is a really nice little grudge match for them to be able to push their way forward, try and get themselves further up here now. And Years on the run, trying to get out of this blue zone. It's going to start hurting. Work your way in, get out of there if you can. But there's teams close by. Coolboy waiting on the edge of that smoke, prone down. Puts down another smoke, trying to just get away, find safety for himself.
2 teams do fall, back to back. Megatron being one of them. Top Z spot now, outside in the blue. Dripping health, unfortunately for them. There's so many teams in front of them that are engaged. This might be the time to strike. XQF Coolboy just sitting back on the back lines. Vehicles
It's got to be time to go. Years just went down as well. They have to move on this. Look at this. TS are moving up, but they're losing on players. They're losing on health. And Coolboy kept his cool, kept calm, and found the player when they tried to leave that blue, tried to work their way in, and revenge will not happen. This is looking like there's another team coming in. Here's Senior. Can he spot other players? Carnage there, Sixless there. They're using the cover well. Sixless got to be so careful.
Head pokes up, sees him, contact's made, down he goes. Sixless gets his helmet removed, that goes his scalp. The problem being here, it's all right for RRQ going on to SSG. ARG's moving in the backlines. This could be the third party from hell.
It really could be. Let's see if they go for the engagement. Senior spotted out. Oh, big shot from Senior. Nice work. Can he get the confirmation? don't think so. Doesn't want to overextend. Smart choice. Gonna look towards the circle now. Has to play this right. Has to play this carefully. SSG are not out of the woods. RRQ, Athena are engaging as well. That's towards the Brazilian side, trying to find their piece of cover out on the western portion of this circle.
Viper going off, Juicy, unfortunately. That's an explosion on the side of ARG, so Juicy doing the damage onto Lapis as well, too. D2E, grenades are up, they're over. How much damage does it do? They're all dead. It does a tremendous amount. And RRQ now instantly spinning a pinhead and focus fire onto SSG on the transition.
Oh, this could be even
Oh my God!
He's going off. This was his map. This is where he went wild for his side. That's Braziliankillers gone. SSG are falling like flies. Yes, it's being stolen, but look at that pressure. RRQ Athena are really turning up here. They pushed themselves into second position after the first couple of games today, and now they want more.
Okay, so 4 teams around them. Looking at the minimap, you don't want to be walking out the building because you'll be instantly seeing there's no reason to at the moment. Then get themselves back to full health, stimmed up to the max and ready to move. Cool Boy going to help out Cat. The revive will be here. No smokes down. There is a wall blocking off a line of sight in front of them. I can already see damage actually being laid onto him, so that's difficulty. You might potentially lose 2 here. Going for the res may have cost him his own life.
And let's see if Paraboy can punish this. Look at the team still standing. So many casualties on the map. The little cross means there's knocks, so you can see all these teams engage in Paraboy. Peekaboo over the ridge, trying to do the damage. Does he get the kill? Yes, he does. That's points in the pockets. That's good news for them. RRQ, though, Athena. Look at Ernie. I do not want to miss a beat with this guy. He can go off any second. Nova are under pressure as well. That's PurpleMood. That's TeamQuEso. They were centralized. Now they're in the south of the new circle. 12 teams still alive, fighting for survival.
SFP arrived to the party, but SOUL are just waiting in the winds. They have to make the move. They don't have any vehicles. Where's the smokes? Where's the utility? I think it's been committed to get to this point. There's no vehicle for any mobility whatsoever.
Oh, the nade, is it good? It looks so close, just too far, a bit too much of a strong arm on Paraboy here. But RRQ are now cresting the hill as well. XQF need to be careful. It's more than just one target.
This is going to be so damaging. Down goes George. That's a confirmation. Instantly switches to the 16. Laser beams him from across the map. Move across to Senior. This might be the time to strike. He now has the info, but Ernie's damaged. He's calling for support. The smokes are there. The res is possible.
7 smokes, plenty of options to try and get him back on his feet. But Paraboy spraying in, gets down Planet. Is there more? The blue's coming in. He's got to get moving. He's got to be careful here. That is gonna be darn close. 1 second. Oh! He doesn't get in the end. Paraboy left it too late in the day. XQF suffering, and he had such a big moment. But now 11 teams all desperately fighting. SOUL are trying to work their way in from the south, but every team is looking towards them. There's no easy path anymore. Unique are under fire from Nova. RRQ are back on their feet, and they're looking towards XQF.
SSG's down, and so is Cool Boy. That might be their team completely finished off. Yes, it is. XQuest is gone. Oh, Ice doing damage, though. Senior putting the power down onto Nova. They're backed into a corner. Scars also falling during that complete transition. Senior does get done. Nova from a high. AY spots him. RRQ Athena still 3 up. Senior damage. Smokes are up. The res is possible again. But they are in the open. The circle is unfavorable to them. Nova, they can hold this small ridgeline to play with, but as soon as it's gone, they're exposed, and the roadside might be their grave.
This could be a jump-up game for RRQ Athena. They were in second. They're about 20-ish points behind XQuest. This could be their jump-up game. This could be them back in position. I think SOUL, again, still struggling to get into this new circle, trying so hard, truly making their region proud in the last game. This one not having the same opportunity as Viper goes down. That's SOUL eliminated.
Blue will finish them off. AY is just trying to find a snake in the grass. 2 vehicles to play with, but really, all you need them to do is give you cover and provide an avenue to hide away from the bullets. Spots Ernie in the field, that's 1. There is a response, though. The refrag's there, straight across the map. Bandit does go back with the SKS. That's job done for now. Vehicles again, acting as a defensive bunker. They can get themselves back to a full 4-man stack, and maybe they push on this. If they have the grenades, then it's time to throw them.
Yeah, this is go time for them. as RRQ Athena do currently, even though they are on, under so much pressure, have so much good position. Nova, though, are fighting everyone they see. Bandit still right at the forefront of this. Does he spot out one of the players? No. I think D2E just got away with it somehow. Gonna hit the deck, hit the prone, let everyone else battle out, pick those points, because it's gonna be go time. The circle moves in a couple of seconds. Moha on the move. Purplemood on the other side, still in cover. TeamQueso is there, but Nova finding D2E. Purplemood could be finding Jasper there. Jasper going down there. And it will be Zooms trying to pick up the slack, trying to make up for losing out. Oh boy, gets found. This is madness in the south.
Nova's pulled up on RRQ, they're here. They've literally just got the vehicles, they're taking it right to them. There is a response there. M4 6 times doesn't work. 6-9, he's down on the opposing side. I think it's just literally AY, just decided to turn up with a vehicle and murder them.
I think Just Senior's still alive though for RRQ. Athena trying to do everything he can to keep their hopes in this one. We'll see how that works out. TeamQueso trying to hold on as well. Working their way out the blue because this one hurts. You've got to get moving. That will chunk you down. Senior's fallen. I think that's our Athena gone. It is. They've been eliminated. We're down to 3 teams here and the blue's too strong, but Nova looks so deadly right now.
Purplemood eliminated. 249 now comes into its own. We saw it earlier before. It's doing so much damage. You can hear it kicking up in the background. Bodies are just falling by the wayside. Mystic holds back for a moment. Needs to be aware. One player's behind him, hiding on the crate. If he decides to pop out, that's going to be full level 3 gear and maybe a big gun as well to boot.
Rich, this is going to be potentially 10 kills. This could be a back-to-back win for Nova. 4 players standing just against Mystic. This is incredible play from them. Can they finish this off perfectly? Mystic knows his days are numbered, his chances are over. TeamQueso, yes, they fought valiantly, but this one is all Nova's.